in the interest of transparency and just like confessing my own, shame, I went to law school as a staunch opponent of affirmative action.
Interesting.
And it was because I hadn't done my homework, right? Like I fell for, I mean, he hadn't said it yet, but I fell for the John Roberts line that everybody likes to quote, which is, the best way to stop discrimination on the basis of race is to stop discriminating on the basis of race.
Exactly.
And that's and he says that in a case called Seattle School District Number 1 versus Parents Against Community Schools. And, that sounds nice, but it's a gross oversimplification that ignores the racial history of our country. And so that's where I was when I went to law school, right? I'm assuming that you, it sounds like we're a more alert student than I was, but that's where I was when I went to law school. And it was the diversity, frankly, the patience, but also the diversity of my classmates that made me realize, oh, this is why a diverse student body is a compelling state interest, right? Like this is why, schools can use race as something they think about in filling their classes. It's because the conversations are so much better. Like the richness of conversations in every class, right? I mean, constitutional law, I guess, is kind of an obvious one because race comes up explicitly there. But in other classes as well. I mean, even things like, like civil procedure, people would make points about, so for example, like I had a classmate who happened to be a person of color, but also came from a socioeconomically disadvantaged background, which of course, that's going to be disproportionately people of color that are from that background, and who, made a point about filing fees in relation to being able to bring a lawsuit in the first place, which would be prohibitive for a lot of people. And so, if there hadn't been somebody who was from that background in the room, I don't know if the point would have gotten made.